Hello everybody. In this video, we will try to understand what happens when the ascendant lord, that is Mars, in the second house Taurus for Aries ascendant people. So basically for Aries ascendant, Mars is the first lord, and of course it is also the eighth lord. So first lord is about yourself, eighth lord is about sudden events. That is a fundamental thing. So when Mars is in the second house, that is Taurus, basically Taurus is ruled by Venus. We know this, right? So Mars and Venus, these two are enemies. Fundamentally, these two are enemies. So Mars feels uncomfortable here, we say. So this is why uh, the person's speech becomes harsh, money comes with struggle, inner tension is always present. So Mars is strong here, of course, but it is not happy. So Mars becomes controlled but irritated in Taurus. That's what we say. And one more important thing is, even in an enemy sign, Mars still gives some results, right? A kind of strong will to earn money is present in these people having Mars in the second house. So there is a courage, you can observe courage to protect family. You can see ability to work very hard and also can build wealth slowly but solidly. Is very good for land, food business, construction, finance. For all this combination, this particular placement is treated as a kind of good. So Mars basically fights inside Taurus, but Taurus gives some kind of stability because Taurus is a kind of, it's a very stable thing. Taurus is a very stable sign, you can say. So Taurus obviously gives some kind of stability. Even it gave stability to the entire universe when the universe was created, right? So Taurus is fundamentally is a kind of stable sign, you can say. And then Mars is in an enemy sign, so speech is sharp, speech is blunt, it's cutting basically. Family members may feel hurt, and money matters create arguments as well. Any kind of money matter, right? They, to some extent, they can create some arguments. So inner frustration increases by this placement, and ego clashes inside the family expected. So this particular friction is very much natural when Mars is in the Taurus, in the sign of Taurus. Now, Mars is also the eighth lord, and eighth lord is in the second house. So, Mars is basically the first lord plus eighth lord for Aries ascendant. So, Mars brings eighth house energy into the second house. That is a fundamental thing. What this means, eighth house bringing eighth house energy into the second house. So there's an expectation of sudden ups and downs in money matters, unexpected gains and losses. And one more thing is, the money can come through inheritance because eighth house is also about inheritance. It's also about insurance. So money can come from insurance as well. And secret savings can be observed because eighth house is about secrecy. As sitting in the second house, secret savings are observed. Hidden sources are observed. And family secrets may exist, and speech may reveal truth suddenly. Person may reveal truth very suddenly. So wealth is not smooth, it comes in jumps, we can say. When Mars, the first lord, and the eighth lord, Mars, is sitting in the second house for Aries ascendant people. Mars also has aspects, right? So Mars has 4, 7, 8 aspects. So from second house, Mars basically it casts its eighth aspect on the ninth house. So effect on the ninth house is related to father, luck, beliefs, and religion. So the results can be, as Mars is a kind of harsh planet, there are some kind of disagreements with father, as a kind of different religious views the person may have, has a strong opinions about beliefs, and luck improves only after effort, right? So Mars generally here questions traditions instead of blind following any kind of belief system. It questions the traditions. And then one more important thing is Mars is a fiery planet, and Taurus is, of course, an earthy element, earthy sign. So there's kind of fire in the earthy sign, and that too, the Taurus is basically the enemy sign for Mars. So Mars is a kind of fire, Taurus is earth that does not like fire, of course, but fire still burns here because fire is present. So because of this, there is a kind of struggle you can see. It's a kind of a bull, because Taurus is a kind of bull and it's wearing this armor. Mars is that protection. So Taurus is a kind of bull and Mars gives that armor and weapons to this bull. So the bull is very powerful here. So, but it's uncomfortable inside the armor at the same time. You need to understand, right? So, and also the eighth house energy. Mars is a kind of god, but he also knows secret rooms. He also knows hidden money. He knows a kind of locked floorboards, right? So that is the behavior of this particular Mars. So he protects both visible wealth and also hidden wealth. So it's a kind of positive. This is one of the positives when Mars is sitting, the first lord, eighth lord, that is Mars sitting in the second house. That is, he can protect the visible wealth and also the hidden wealth. And now, just imagine a warrior was asked to guard a treasure house, because Mars is a warrior and the second house is basically your treasure house, right? For everybody, second house is the treasure house. So basically Taurus is one of the beautiful signs. We also say beautiful zodiac signs. It's the most beautiful zodiac sign, one can say, because of the presence of the nakshatra Rohini. And one more important thing here, see, the house was beautiful because Taurus is beautiful. It's very calm because Taurus is basically calm, stable, beautiful. That is artistic. This is what we say about Taurus. So this Taurus, which is beautiful, calm and artistic, now the warrior was aggressive and he's very loud because he's Mars. So here Mars is a person who always tries to do his duty well, right? Even if you're giving a lot of comforts, he is a kind of person always on duty. Mars is that. So he never felt fully comfortable here. He can never feel comfort in this particular sign, right? He has to guard all this treasure as well. So he also knew some secret tunnels under the house. Sometimes treasure appeared suddenly, sometimes it disappeared suddenly. The family is safe here because Mars is protecting. But he is harsh, so his words can scare the family. He's guarding the family, he's protecting the wealth, but at the same time he is Mars at the end of the day, so he's very harsh to the family. Now, what are the remedies that this particular person has to follow? First of all, he has to control his speech. That's the main thing that he has to do, because Taurus, the second house, natural second house also, that's very much related to speech, and Mars is anger. So whenever you're talking to your family members or anybody, speak slowly and softly. That alone can fix 50% of your life problems. And remaining 50%, if you want to solve, then you have to chant Hanuman Chalisa every Tuesday. Recite Hanuman Chalisa every Tuesday. And then you can chant any Mars mantra 108 times a day. A simple Mars mantra. Take one simple Mars mantra and chant 108 times a day. And this Venus and Mars, this balance is required, because Venus is ruling Taurus. So you have to respect women. That is the first thing. If you do not respect women, it may you may land in some kind of troubles also sometimes. So respect women. Keep relationships peaceful always, because Venus is about relationships, and especially for males this is very much applicable, because Venus represents the female energy that comes to your life. And if your Mars is sitting in the second house, so obviously your behavior cannot make relationships peaceful. So you have to focus on that. You have to balance. Avoid any kind of rude behavior with females. I want to tell you that. Any kind, whether mistake is yours or theirs, it doesn't matter. What is your behavior? Check it out. You have to be very polite with females. Respect women. Keep your relationships peaceful. Maintain some kind of cleanliness and beauty at home. That is very much required for you. And respect food and money. Do not waste food anytime, because it's your second house. So eat calmly. When you're eating, just check if you're making any noise. Try to avoid the noise, because that is actually disturbing your Venusian energy. When you're eating and you're making some noise while eating, that is actually disturbing your Venusian energy. Especially for males, it is very much important. Donate food, some food regularly. If you right, if you're comfortable, donate some food. And walking, yoga, a light exercise, these can also balance your Venus Mars things. So this basically releases your Mars anger safely. Walking or yoga or light exercise is also good enough for you. And then if your Mars is very good, you can see if Venus is also somewhere placed well, if Mars is, let us say, well supported, even in the Navamsha, if it is good, right, then you can wear red coral. That's a kind of different story. For that, whole horoscope is to be checked. But as a fundamental thing, I would say, if your Mars is very much well supported, even in the Navamsha, yes, you can use red coral, but otherwise avoid it, right? So Mars is basically in the enemy sign Taurus, so it gives kind of hard earned wealth. You have to work hard to earn wealth. That is a fundamental thing. Even if you're earning wealth, you have to work hard so that you can get some hard earned wealth. And your speech is basically harsh, so focus on it. So reduce that harshness in your speech. So money has some kind of sudden changes in your life, so focus on that. So do not take any kind of sudden decisions related to money. Hidden wealth is also possible for you in your life. And father and belief clashes. This is it's a possible situation because of that aspect. And the best remedy for you is soft speech, patience, reciting Hanuman Chalisa, right? So this is about the Aries Ascendant Lord Mars sitting in the second house Taurus. Thanks for watching this video.